How's it going? Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Right guys, this is a story about, it's a mill opposite Strangeways. Now, it's still prison related in a sense, and I'll let you know what I mean by that when you listen to the story. I'll put a link in the description below. So it says here, firefighters tackle major blaze in mill building near Strangeways. It's directly opposite the prison and it's affecting the prison, but I've got to give you a bit of the background of the blaze. The blaze is now out. They're actually demolishing the building tonight. That's how structurally unsafe it must be. And obviously if the building topples, it could end up taking the perimeter wall out of the prison, right? It's that close, literally. The building, I've done interviews in the building, and the building was actually used for the photographers and journalists and stuff in 1990 when the Strangeways prisoners were on the roof of the chapel. You know what I mean? When it was on the roof of the prison, on the rotunda and all that sort of stuff. They used this building that's now obviously going to be demolished tonight and that's been on fire today. So I'm going to read the story, guys, anyway, and we'll go into it. Firefighters are tackling a massive blaze in a mill close to Strangeways prison in Manchester city centre. Part of the building on Southall Street has collapsed and nearby roads are closed. The upper floors of the roof of the mill are said to be well alight. The building contains furniture and measures 50 metres by 50 metres. Crews are tackling the blaze from height using 2 hydraulic platforms and multiple jets. A fireperson spokesman said at 4:51 AM, Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service were called to a mill fire containing household furnishings in Southall Street, Manchester, the road that the prison's on. 10 fire engines from Manchester Central, Broughton, Salford, Moss Side, Village Park, Hyde, Eccles, along with technical response units from Ashton and Lee. 2 hydraulic platforms are currently at the scene. The fire measures approximately 100 metres by 100 metres and is currently on the 4th floor of the 4-storey building. A huge plume of black smoke is drifting over the area. Alexander Ruckett, a Manchester Evening News reporter who lives nearby, said, "I drove out of my garage and could see a large billowing of black smoke up ahead. I could see it from the far end of Cheetham Hill Road. As I drove towards it, I could see flames on the side of the building, as well as police cars and tape blocking the end of Southall Street just opposite Strangeways. It looked like a big fire and you could smell a sort of metallic smell in the air. Hope it doesn't spread to other buildings as it's near a few." Right. And then it goes on here, it's talking about the demolition and stuff. There's like a play-by-play sort of thing, live from the scene, all this sort of stuff. Now, how does this affect the prison, right, from this morning? I'm going to tell you now, when I can bloody find the bloody thing. Right, hold on. It's right directly opposite the prisons, guys, right? Hold on 1 second. Right, yeah, at 12 o'clock today, right, check this out, guys, right? Fire is affecting the prison. Listen to this bullshit. Right, prisoners at Strangeways are not being allowed into an outside yard because of the fire nearby. Obviously, I understand that. Obviously, the smoke inhalation, there could be toxic fumes, things like that, right? But obviously, the prisoners need their exercise, and the prisoners won't be asked about the smoke. They just want to go in the yard, yeah, man. So, like I said, they're not allowed being on the yard. Elsewhere, there are reports of court cases in Manchester being affected, as suspects on remand at the prison cannot be transported due to the road closures. Strangeways is off Berry New Road and Southall Street, directly opposite the old mill on fire. It's one of the UK's largest high security prisons, housing more than 1,200 men on 9 wings. As firefighters continue to battle the flames at the mill, which has housed several different businesses over the years, the Ministry of Justice said HMP Manchester was fully operational as normal inside. Well, how is it fully operational if they're not getting exercise? To be honest, though, that probably is fucking fully operational, to be honest. So the fact that how can it be fully operational if people that are not allowed to go to court on that day, right? So people could be up for committal for sentence. They could have bail-ups. You know what I'm saying? Well, bail-up, you don't even have to attend for a bail-up. You can do it because it's judging chambers and stuff, right? So that could be that. But the point is, people are not allowed to go to court. So how is it fully operational? They're not allowed on the yard. How is that fully operational? Right. It says here, but a spokesman told the MEN that prisoners would not be allowed onto the yard to prevent excessive inhalation of fumes. Now, prisoners will be kicking off and be like, they won't give a shit about that off. They'll be like, I want to go on the yard, right? Because prisoners like to stretch their legs. Obviously, it is very in close proximity, but you've got to think is the wings and stuff like that from the bottom bit of the prison, they face away and they're covered by the block, do you know what I mean? Each block covers the yard. So the smoke, obviously the high walls, the smoke will go up and over. Obviously prisoners will be fuming about that, let me tell you. It says here, there have been no injuries and the prison remains operational. The spokesperson said, we are cooperating with emergency services to ensure public, staff and inmates are safe. They don't give a shit about inmates, let me tell you. Cases at Manchester Crown Court and Minchell Street Crown Court, there's 2 Crown Courts in Manchester for those that don't know, are being affected, with reports of trials being delayed and hearings cancelled due to transportation issues because of the fire. The Ministry of Justice spokesman confirmed no inmates would be attending trials or hearings because of the road closures. Now, on top of that, there's been, right, check this out, right? There has been no social or legal visits today. Yeah, it says here, a prison spokespersons confirmed Strangeways prisoners will not be allowed in the yard today to prevent smoke inhalation. There have been no injuries and the prison remains operational. We are cooperating with emergency services to ensure that the public, staff and prisoners are safe. But guys, listen to this then, right? So obviously, right, so they've not evacuated the prison, right? So in other words, prisoners are able to live obviously on the wings and everything like that, with the windows open or closed, depending on what they want to do, right? So what I'm saying is they're staying there, but people are not allowed to go on a visit, right? Because obviously the road closures that are in place. And so just imagine, right, when you're convicted, you get 1 visit a week, right? 1 visit a week when you're convicted, right? Obviously, if you're on remand, you can have half an hour a day, or you can have a 2-hour visit a week, yeah? In my experience, anyway, at Strangeways. So, anyone today that had a visit booked, right? People might just think, oh, well, the fire, but the prison's operational, I can just still go on a visit. People, not everyone that goes to Strangeways to visit people live in Manchester. You've got prisoners from if you go from Newcastle and commit crime in Manchester Crown, yeah, Manchester area, and you get nicked, yeah, you'll be committed to a Manchester Crown Court, yeah, like one of the crowns in Manchester. So I've been in prison with, obviously, Scousers, Geordies, that are all being shipped into the jail. So families are travelling in from all over. Not everyone in the jail, it is a local jail. But like I said, I've been in prison with people from Newcastle. People get shipped in and ghost trains and stuff, and here, there and everywhere. So people could have travelled all over down to the jail thinking, yeah, visits are still normal, yeah, and they're not. And the prisoners will be fucking up in arms about it, let me tell you. Obviously, no one can help the fact there's been a fire, do you know what I mean? They'll probably blame the prisoners for the fire, yeah, man. But like I say, so there's been no social and no legal visits all day. So obviously then people are going to have to rebook. So if they ring up tomorrow or today to try and book for tomorrow, tomorrow's going to be booked because they're always booked and booked and booked. Yeah, so you normally got to leave a few days, a week or something. So prisoners won't be able to see the kids, families, loved ones, stuff like that. So that's that. Obviously nobody can help the fact there's a fire. I know what people are going to say. The fire was obviously a very, very bad fire. It's, like I said, it's directly opposite the prison, right? The bottom bit of the prison, Southall Street, you've got the old bit of the jail, you've got the reception, you know what I mean? You've got the visiting thing a bit further down, like, but yeah, it's right opposite the jail. And like I say, in 1990, I put some pictures at the start where some of the pictures that were taken from the mill. I've actually been in the mill, onto the top floor. You've got a lift and stuff. It's really old mill, right? But you get up to the top, and then it looks down. You can look over the old bit of the jail, and you can see like the chapel and the thing. Yeah, you know what I mean? Where prisoners from the bottom bit of the jail come out to go on visits and stuff. You know what I mean? When they're being marched up to reception. So yeah, so it's about prison, but it's not about prison, but it's still relevant. And like I say, social visits and legal visits have all been cancelled today. And obviously prisoners not been allowed on the yard because of the fire. Like I say, no one can help the fire, but it's just prisoners will be fuming, let me tell you, fuming. They probably deny them association today. They probably say, oh, because of the fire and because it's recycled air, we're not able to let you out for association. Wouldn't surprise me in any which way. Anyway, guys, on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out.